What's up? Mighty Son back making another Naruto YouTube video. Today I'm really just I'm responding because lately I've been watching a bunch of Naruto videos on YouTube, and I recently just watched King of Lightning's new tier list on Naruto, and I kind of got semi triggered, and thanks due to coronavirus we just sit in the house. Most people just sit in the house chilling. And I'm bored as hell, so I might as well I just made another YouTube anime Naruto video. And, I've always talked about Naruto. As I said, if you watch my previous Naruto videos, it's one of my favorite anime, and I think it's one of the best. And I just like talking about Naruto in general. That's the main reason. But so this is just gonna be a power scale video for Naruto. And I'm gonna be talking only about Naruto. As you can see, manga part 1 to part 2 or Shippuden, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really gonna touch up on Boruto that much. I might add a little sneak peek at the end, but today I'm just gonna be talking about the end of the series, the war arc, and I'm gonna talk about what I perceive and what everybody else perceives to be the strongest characters towards the end of the series, Naruto Shippuden, or part 2, the war arc. And I'm gonna touch up on some Boruto stuff towards the end. It's gonna be a minute long. I'm not really gonna spend much time on it because it's Boruto. Nobody really talking about shitty Boruto, to be honest. Come on, the manga is okay, but the anime is complete shit. So I'm just saying, who really talks about Boruto that much? Nobody. Get the fuck out of here. A lot of people don't even watch that shit, or read this shit. So. If you watch my previous videos, overall combat ability in Naruto, physicality, strength, speed, stamina, durability, or powers, abilities, taijutsu, dojutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu, sage jutsu, or nature, energy / chakra, the amount of chakra you possess, and how much you can control, chakra control, battle IQ / intelligence. And that can actually matter heavily in Naruto. That can actually matter or amount to something. I.e. Shikamaru, he's weak as shit, but his intelligence make him Jonin level. And then you have, 6 past powers. You have yin and, I didn't put it, but yin and yang release. All the, the chakra natures and the releases, all of that bullshit. I didn't type it up in the image you see, but it's Naruto. It's kind of like Hunter x Hunter. You can spend an entire video just talking about the power scale system because it's so much shit. You can't go over all of it, but so I think I'm about to get into it. I think so. So right off the bat, get the shit out the way. Kage is the fucking god of the verse. In Naruto, if you're just talking about, because I'm just talking about Naruto. I'm gonna touch upon Boruto at the very end, a little bit, a tad bit, but most of this video taking into account that I'm only talking about Naruto, the first 700 chapters, and the 900 something episodes, I believe, which is half it is filler. But so if you're going off just Naruto, Kage is the god of the verse. Kage Otsutsuki, she's fucking, with her final truth seeker, she was gonna obliterate an entire planet-sized dimension, and you could even scale it higher because it was stars and planets in the background. So maybe you could scale it higher, but I highly doubt that. As I've said, I don't really believe that Kage is really that powerful, or the Naruto verse is really that high of a tier, as I've said in past videos. And her sons Hagiroma Ohamura. Well, we don't really know much about Hamura. We just know that he should be somewhat relevant to Hagiroma before he became the 10-tailed Jinchuriki. The Hagiroma Ohamura that fought Kage, he should be somewhat relative to that Hagiroma. But we don't really know about him too much. And after that battle, Hagiroma became the 10-tailed Jinchuriki and pretty much became a god. And him and Hamura was already able to seal Kage, and then he became the 10-tailed Jinchuriki. And then he split the 10 tails into 9 separate pieces. He threw the husk of the 10 tails and created the damn moon. Fucking what the fuck? And as a ghost, his name was a ghost, and he was able to do crazy shit as well. He gave Naruto and Sasuke 6 pass abilities and yin and yang release, and he brought back all the Kages to help him transport, the Team 7 that was in the other dimension after the Kage battle back to this one. Like, Sage 6 Pass is really, like, you don't get it. Like, it's really plot. I don't really know what to say about him. Like, he's just fucking a god, really. So basically, Kagi and Hagiroma, the original Sage 6 Pass, and Kage Otsuki, the rabbit goddess of the gods. Like, no one's fucking with them. If you go on off just Naruto, as I said, going off just Naruto, nobody's fucking with them. It's clear off the get go. Stop. But so that's just clear. Like, ain't got to talk about it. Like that's obvious. So, but counting out them because they're like, come on, like nobody in the original Naruto is beating them. Like, the original 700 chapters, nobody's beating them. So, but counting out them, you got these. I mean, this is clear cut. These are obviously the 6 most powerful people in the at the end of the series or war arc. You got Sage 6 Pass Naruto, 6 Pass or 6 Pass Madara, or some people call it Jubi Madara, which I'm gonna be saying a lot. And double Mangekyo Sharingan Kakashi when he gets the 2 Sharingan in the battle against Kaguya. You got Jubito, or the 10 or the 6 Pass Obito, the 10 tails Jinchuriki Obito, whatever you want to say. 8 Gates Guy, the Gate of Death, open, and you have Rinnegan 6 Pass Sasuke, at the end of the series as well. So these are I don't think anybody would debate would not say that these are not the 6 most powerful people at the end of the series. Like it's obvious. Like, if you don't think so, then you're drunk. Like, and I'm taking out Kage and Hagiroma because that's, and Indra and Asura are fucking like they're honorable mentions, to be honest. Like, we don't know shit what they can do. So counting out all them, these are the 6 most powerful. I think that's obvious. That's pretty easy. So we're gonna start. So basically how I'm gonna do this though, I'm gonna show off feats and power scale and talk about what all the characters can do, and then I'm going to compare them to each other to see who is the strongest. I'm gonna rank them in order. But basically, let me say this is just a power scaling video. I'm not really gonna talk. It's not really a specific topic. I just want to talk about it and give my take on who's the strongest between these people, because that King of Lightning video and what I see other people saying on YouTube is just like, I don't understand what they be going through. Like, seriously, their brains are melting as time goes on. But whatever, just moving on. So first, I'm gonna talk about Jubito, or 6 Pass Obito, the 10 tails Jinchuriki Obito, whatever you want to call him. I call him Jubito though, because Jubito. But so this and then clear cut. Hagiroma even states that this guy is stronger than me. So 10 tails Jinchuriki, or Jubito is above Hagiroma immediately. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. And then Jubito, he was able to speed blitz clone of Hagiroma, Tobirama, no difficulty. They were kind of looking shitty in his presence, and Tobirama has he's fast as shit. He's almost as fast as the 4th Hokage in base form. He has the Flying Raijin, and he just blitzed him. And and it's a clone of Hagiroma, so. And that's another thing. Jubito is also another one of the characters that actually used the true Shiga orbs like intelligently, or like actually used them. Like, it's still crazy to me how Naruto had these orbs and really didn't do anything with them. He just used them a couple times, like as defense, or like he only used it like a few times, and he just used it to really block. Like, he just wasted them. Like, they could have been put much more to use in my eyes. But Jubito actually used them right. And Jubito lose him right too, but I'll get into him later. But he pretty much killed Hiruzen. Even with these true Shiga orbs, even the reanimations couldn't really regenerate, as you've seen. He pretty much anal fucked them, like, seriously, their clones. No difficulty. His destructive capability was also impressive. He created like a bunch of 10 tails bombs, 10 tail bombs, or tail beast bombs, whatever. Like, these are like, but the 10 tails bombs are like, the Biju bombs are like way beyond the other ones. So I don't really know if you want to call them that, but whatever. And he took them out. He spotted like out the divine tree, and like made some type of flower shit, whatever. And he was gonna kill everyone. Like, seriously, like, fucking fuck. What do you do against this shit? And then he could also do like the 6 Crimson Ray formation, which it took four Hokages to do by like all working together. He created this big ass barrier. He was gonna kill everybody with the what I just shown. And he got that True Seeker sword thing. I forget what the hell it's called. I shouldn't have probably put a manga panel so I can remember, but I forget what it's called. But this was extremely powerful. He was able to clash against KCM 2 plus Sage Mode and EMS Sasuke working together. With the Susanoo Kurama Avatar thing or whatever. And he kind of really only lost because he wavered. Like he didn't really he was stronger than them. Like trust me, like no, without a doubt, he was definitely strong. Because Naruto was only probably like as strong as Hagiroma during this time because he had the KCM 2 plus Sage Mode, and Hagiroma even said that he almost has as much chakra as me. So KCM 2 plus Sage Mode was like only as strong as Hagiroma basically, or somewhere near that level, probably a little bit weaker, tad bit weaker, but. And EMS Sasuke was like way weaker than Naruto at that point. Like I don't even understand because in this thing, Naruto and Jugo were like buffing EMS Sasuke because he just wasn't that cold yet, to be honest. Like because he said himself that he was weaker, so it really doesn't make any sense for Jubito to lose to them working together. And Naruto only had like half of the 9 tails at this point, but he only really lost he wavered, and then the plot breaker talk no jutsu. So that's that. Like come on, easy. So overall, Jubito is fucking Jubito. I might mistake went to that, but so that's really it with him. He has 6 pass power, so he can fly. Just some other shit I ain't probably get into. He can't use, for some reason, Jubito couldn't use Kamui, even though we see Jubi Madara do it. While he was the 10 tails, because he said he couldn't work with the 10 tails inside of him, even though Madara could. So I guess that was plot too, to like nerf him so they could win. But I don't understand that. But and he had a Rinnegan, so he got all 6 Rinnegan abilities, which he didn't use as well, which is retarded. Like plot, just to make him weaker so he could lose. Whatever. But so after Jubito, you got 8 Gates guy. Pretty clear cut here. He was with his steps, he was able to push Madara, fucking Madara, or Jubi Madara. He had just became the 10 tails. Jinchuriki became the 6 pass. He was able to push him with the first step and blitz and destroy him with all these airstrikes and all these steps. And Madara even stated himself that if he would have took like 4 or 5 more of those, it would have been bad. And he cracked Madara a bunch, like no jack. He was throwing Madara around really. And with his the famous Night Guy move, he holy shit, he kicked the shit out of him in the stomach and blew off about like half of his stomach, like half of his body, like almost half of his body. And Madara even said it almost killed him. But so basically, it was really like 8 Gates guy couldn't really last that long because it's a gate of death. He's pretty much dead, and he got saved by Jesus kid Naruto. Like seriously, but that's that. So that's really all it is with 8 Gates guy. Basically, just his taijutsu, everything just gets amped to this literal limit. There's everything. He's pretty much gonna die. So like one of those die. You gotta. Like kind of like what should have happened with Choji when he used the red pill. At the beginning, he shouldn't have died, but somehow he's plot. Somehow he survived, whatever. But that's that really with guy, I think. And and he did get outside help. Like so, people would like to overblow him, say he was stronger than Madara or something. Like he just couldn't, but he couldn't last as long. That's not the case. He was getting help from from Rock Lee, Kakashi, Minato, and Gaara, who are fairly powerful in their own right, like Jonin level. Gaara and Minato are like Kage, and I would argue that Kage level. And I argue that Warlock Kakashi, because he kind of got amped by plot as well. He could spam Kamui, so he was kind of Kage level too. But Rock Lee probably low Jonin. But he got outside help nonetheless. And it's really obvious that Madara wasn't edging out. Like, sure, he wasn't edging out. He was sticking around. He had his dick out. That was obvious. He was talking shit, saying, I declare you the strongest taijutsu user. And Madara really didn't use any of his abilities. He was really just, using his physical strength and using his Chuchigo orbs. He really didn't use none of his abilities, like his Limbo Clones. It's nothing like that. So it's clear that Madara's really dicking around. He wasn't edging out. And Guy was. And he still lost. Like, Guy is not... Come on. But, let's move on. So after Guy, you got, Rinnegan, Six Pass, Sasuke, the war arc at the end, So he can. So when he gets his, Rinnegan, and his Rinnegan is a bit special. It's not just like a regular Rinnegan like what Madara and Obito and Pain had. He has Tomoe inside his Rinnegan. So like it's enhanced, or like it's strong. It's so much stronger. It has extra abilities. He can do extra shit than they can, which is clear because he gets another visual power to let him fucking teleport or switch places with things. Like, no joke. Like, that's pretty OP if you ask me. Like, just hacks. And then, he could add the yin release to his Chidori now, or Entwine, whatever you want to call it. And, 6 pass enhancements, whatever. He could add that to his, his jutsu now, his ninjutsu, his Chidori. And, matter of fact, before I get into his feats and what he does and, during the war, let me get into, like, his actual, everything he can do. So, Sasuke has the EMS, or the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He has a Rinnegan plus, Tomoe inside, as I said. So, it's not a normal Rinnegan. So, and thanks to both of these, the Dojutsu, he can use Amaterasu slash Inferno style or Blaze release. He can use that. He can use the Susanoo, which is Susanoo. It's broken, like it's Susanoo. Like, come on. He can use all the 6 Rinnegan powers. Absorb Chakra or Ninjutsu, Planetary Devastation, Almighty Push, etc., etc. All of the 6 pass abilities. He can also teleport, switch places with other objects or people. Sasuke has lightning and fire style chakra natures. So, Chidori, Kirin, Chidori Stream, Chidori Spear, all of that. He has Fireball Jutsu, all that shit. And, he got 6 pass enhancement from Hagiroma. As we see, he could apply it to his jutsu, his yin release, Chidori. And, his overall physicality was amped as well. He has... he has top-tier visual powers. He could see Madara's Limbo Clones, which exist on an entire other plane of existence. So... that's really it with Sasuke, I believe. It's probably some more, but I'm not gonna. You're saying you can't get into every little thing they can. Like, I don't think that's possible. Like, seriously, it is, but I'm not about to go that deep with it. It's not that serious. But moving on. So I already went through all that. So yeah. And Sasuke's speed is very impressive. He was able to cut. He was able to blitz and just completely blitz and destroy Joby Madara, cut him and clean in half. And even Madara says he's fast as hell because he got there quick as shit after Madara flew away, but. And, when Madara used his catastrophic planetary devastation, Sasuke was able to, slice him up with his Susanoo with relative ease. So that's some pretty destructive capability right there. That was pretty impressive. And, so with Sasuke's Susanoo, and since he possesses the Rinnegan, and the Susanoo's durability or defense, he was able to block out the damn infinite Tsukuyomi from Madara. Like, seriously, he was able to shield himself and, all of Team 7 from the infinite Tsukuyomi. I think it's because he possesses a Rinnegan as well, and his Susanoo has, great defense, so that's that. And, oh, shit, my bad, I spaced out for a second. I was trying to read what I was saying, but, against Jutsu created by the Rinnegan can probably be canceled by the Rinnegan, anything like that, so Sasuke can cancel out other Rinnegan abilities or things that are used or made from the Rinnegan from another Rinnegan. So that's that. But after the whole fight with Madara, Sasuke kind of falls off because when they start facing Kaguya, Sasuke with his full blown perfect Susanoo really couldn't do shit to Kaguya. After he fights after the fight with Madara with Kaguya, he really couldn't do anything. With his Susanoo, Kaguya pretty much waving her hand, just hit him out of Susanoo, like she just punched him out of Susanoo. Like, I don't know what the hell. Even Susanoo doesn't work, he says. And even later in the battle, when Kaguya only had half of her arm with Taijutsu alone, he just keep punching Sasuke out of his Susanoo. Like, Sasuke really couldn't do it. Like, Sasuke really couldn't do anything in the battle against Kage. Like, he really did do anything. Like, I'm sorry to say, he got trapped in another dimension. He was getting punched away, no dipped away, like, be gone, thought it by Kage. Like, no joke. Sorry, unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. But, after the battle against Kage, Sasuke picks back up. He has top tier genjutsu. I'd say his genjutsu is beyond Itachi's, like, by far now. Like I'm saying, people saying Itachi has better genjutsu than him. I know. Sasuke put all 8.5 tail beasts inside a genjutsu with a single glance. Like, seriously, all of them. Because that was only half of the 9 tails. I remember that though, but it really wouldn't have mattered even if it was full. He put all the tail beasts inside a genjutsu with a single glance. So that's that. And when he absorbed their chakra, like all the tail beast chakra, he pretty much became like some fucking, like, look at this shit. Seriously, no joke. Shit's pretty invincible if you see at it, look at it. And in his clash against Naruto, Inja's arrow, pretty high destructive capability attack. If you've seen that explosion, but I mean that's pretty much it with in the series Sasuke Shippuden or the end of War Arc Sasuke. So let's move on. Madara. 6 pass, 3-eyed Jubi Madara or whatever you want to call him. So when Madara first, and the thing is, before I get into that, we got to talk about Madara's stages, because people forget that Madara has several stages of his power as he was the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Like, he gets, he started out as regular, and I'm gonna go over it. So he started out as regular Jubi Madara when he first absorbed the 10 tails. Had to breathe. He starts out as that, and then after the battle against Guy, and I'll get into that later. He absorbs the divine tree, or the God tree. He absorbs it, as you can see right here, and that even gives him a greater amping power, as he says. Obviously, then he gets the double Rinnegan. Now he has 2 Rinnegans, and then he gets the third eye, and that lets him do the infinite Tsukuyomi, the third eye Rinne Sharingan. Gets that. Yeah, in his forehead. You know what it is. But let's get into everything Madara can do first. So he has the True Seeker orbs. He uses them just like even better than Jubito does. I'd say. And he actually used them like good instead of like Naruto just has no fucking. I just didn't really care about using the True Seeker orbs, even though they were overpowered as shit. I guess I don't know. He just really didn't even fucking use them really. And then he has fucking Limbo Clones, like no joke, which are clones that exist on another plane of existence. So you can't even see them or perceive them unless you have 6 pass powers or Rinnegan or the Rinnegan. You can't see him unless you got the Rinnegan. So it's that. And he was able to, Sage Art, Yin released lightning stream, I believe. So that's that. That's pretty powerful, I'd say. He has Sage Art, Fang of Light. When he catastrophic planetary devastation, which created like a bunch of small planetoid meteorites, and they were all bigger than Pain's or Nagato's, and he create, and it was a bunch of them, like 10 plus or something. Like, look at him. And he created he did the infinite Tsukuyomi genjutsu, like GG, seriously, automatic win unless you have unless you have a Rinnegan yourself, or like has greater durability than the Susanoo, which isn't a lot of characters, like obviously. Like only like 2 other characters, like no joke. Or 3. And but after that, after everything he does, he pretty much gets cock slapped by Zetsu and gets anal raped. Unfortunately, no joke. Zetsu just fucking puts his hand in his chest, and that's how Kaguya comes. He pretty much uses Madara as a fucking host or some shit. I don't know. But or like some type of medium or something. I don't know. And then, he brings his mommy back to life, his fucking mama's boy. And Madara was so much better than Kage. Like, shit. I mean, somebody like a better villain. Like, no joke. So much cooler. Like, fuck. Seriously. but nonetheless, he's still Madara, or Jubi Madara, Six Pack Madara. I mean, he's Madara. He's a fucking walking hacks, quite literally. He has probably one of the greatest arsenals in the series. Like no joke, when it comes to like everything he can do. I mean, he got all. I probably didn't say this. He has all Rinnegan and Six Pass abilities. He has fire styles, fire style, wood style. He can also use the perfect Susanoo. And he's just pretty much everything he can do. Like no joke. So, moving on. So you got double Mangekyo Sharingan Kakashi, or DMS Kakashi. He so in his battle against Kaguya, he did the he combined the power of Kamui with his Susanoo and his Shuriken. And he pretty much was able to, poop on Kaguya's giant, rabbit, ten tails things. I forget the fuck what it was called, but pretty much pooped on that. No diff. So, it's that. Or, he would poop on it, but, he was fucking it up. He was taking away into all his arms and limbs and shit. He was sucking it into, like, the Kamui dimension. Like, the Kamui Shuriken was, like, sucking it up, like, to the Kamui dimension, I guess. And, and even Naruto states that his Susanoo was like just better than Sasuke's. It's more amazing because Kaguya was pretty much shitting on Sasuke's Susanoo, like no diff, and got Kakashi's actually hanging with it. And he could phase through objects like the like Obito could do now. He could do that. So it's Kamui's like probably like the top 5 most hacks and broken abilities in the series. I don't think anybody would dispute that, and he can phase through shit now. Or, he could go into the Kamui dimension now. Like it's ridiculous. And with his Kamui lightning blade, he blitzed and chopped Kaguya. Like no joke. Look at it, fucked her up pretty badly. So, and that's pretty impressive because it's the god of the Naruto, the god of the verse. We're going up to the first 2 parts, Kaguya. That's pretty damn impressive if you ask me. No joke. And that's really it, because, double MS Kakashi, it's a temporary power, but it doesn't last pretty long. It only lasts, like the final parts of the battle against Kaguya. But my bad. So, and, he was the one who pushed Kaguya to use the damn final Tsushige orb, like, and, after that, Kaguya became more stable, so she even became more powerful. So he literally pushed Kaguya, like, no joke. That we met Kakashi. He pushed Kaguya, again, repeat, pushed Kaguya. Like, people really think, like, really sleep on him, saying, like, and compare him to age, like, I'll get into that later. But, moving on. And, main character of the series, MC, my boy, wait for him, Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it. No joke. Don't ever count him out. Naruto is way cooler in part 1. All them quotes he used to say, but moving on, Sage Six Pass Naruto. And before you get into like everything, so let's just go over everything he does. But first you have to go off, base Sage Six Pass Naruto. Like before he even puts on the cloak and shit. Like when he just like got the eyes and he has six pass abilities now, and he has pieces of every tail beast chakra now, because everyone when Obito ripped it out of Madara. Like, no joke. He got pieces of all the tail beast's chakra. And, Naruto, base Sage Six Pass Naruto completely shits on Jubi Madara, or, Six Pass Madara before he absorbed the God Tree, or the Divine Tree. Pretty much just anal fucks that Madara. Like, no fucking joke. Like, seriously. And then, he does he does the Sage Art, Lava Style, or Send Shuriken. Like, what the fuck? And and Sage is Six Pass mode. He can, his senses is like Six Pass level. Like he got hyper senses. Like it was already crazy when he was in KCN1. Like he could sense intent, like hatred and stuff like that. But now he can sense shit that don't even exist on this plane of existence. He can sense shit that's not even like in a whole other plane of existence, i.e. Limbo Clones, Madara's Limbo Clones, and he dodged it, and he just completely, like I just said, anal fucks Madara, shits on him completely, and he cuts the damn divine tree in half. Like, no joke. Like shit. Like, no joke. And this is base Sage 6 Pass Naruto. Like seriously. And then, but before I move any on further, let me go into everything Naruto, like Sage 6 Pass mode Naruto has and what he can do. So his most famous thing, he has 9 tails chakra. He has half of the 9 tails during this point. He has pieces of every tail beast is chakra at this point. He has 6 pass abilities, and he has the 6 pass cloak and the Chusiga orbs, which he doesn't use to their full potential, as we've seen. Like, I don't know, like he had one of the most hacked things and didn't even really use them. And as I said, he got 6 pass powers. He can fucking fly now, enhance physical strength. He's much faster than light, as we've seen. He was able to dodge the Sage Art Fang of Light, which is light speed attack. He, all his Rasengan variations, Rasen Shuriken, Odamura Rasengan, his giant mat, like all his fucking Rasengans, basically. You can't, so many fucking versions or variations. He has Tail Beast Bomb or Tail Beast Bomb, Rasen Shuriken. Like, he has nature. He can heat nature energy. Sage mode. And he can combine all these powers. He has combinations of all these powers and abilities he can use. He got, he can spread chakra arms, or like when he stretches chakra arms. If people forget that Naruto also has a healing factor, he can regenerate on some comic book shit. Like people forget to say that he can regenerate. Probably not on moderate scale, but. He was pretty much fucking immortal, and Madara and Kage, like they regenerate half their bodies and shit. But their body was like Madara, like what he did with it against A-Gate guy, he regenerated like an arm, a whole limb, but not on that scale. But he can still regenerate. He got Kurama Avatar or avatars. He can create thousands of clones of himself, and clones, as you should know, are somewhat comparable to the original in overall combat ability. Like it's probably not equal, but like it's somewhat relative. As Naruto, as you've seen when Naruto sent clones of himself around the battlefield during the war, like when his clone fought the third Raikage, the reanimation, they're somewhat relative to him. Like they're close to himself. Like no joke. And he can literally bum rush you with these clones with taijutsu combos or Rasengan, like the thing he did against the Nine Tails, the Rasen barrage, the Sage Art Rasengan barrage with the thousands of clones, like no joke. So, and Naruto probably has one of like the most amount of chakra in the verse, like or close, like maybe like not Kage, but shit, it's probably second most, like no joke, probably. The amount of chakra he possesses is stupid. Like he's the only character that can really do all this shit. To be honest, they can create thousands of clones of himself. But moving on. So after Madara absorbs the divine tree, and Naruto and Sasuke makes their stand. Naruto actually puts on the cloak this time. He's not just in base Sage 6 Pass mode no more. He's on his actual Sage 6 Pass mode. And Sasuke shows up to assist him. And after Madara absorbs the divine tree, and as I said, Naruto can dodge the Fang of Light technique, or Sage Art, Gale style, whatever, which is light speed attack. So he's fast and light. He has Sage Art Magnetic style Rasengan, which is like he put some of the Shukaku's chakra, like sealing jutsu chakra, into his Rasengan. Because he has pieces of all the Tail Beast chakra now. So. And with this chakra, with his Chusiga orbs, he was able to pin down a Limbo Clone of Madara. Pretty impressive, if you ask me. And these Naruto's shadow clones are actually even with Madara's Limbo clones. Like they were literally throwing hands, like no joke. Jubi Madara and Naruto's. You gotta pay attention to these small details. Like Naruto's clones are equal to Madara's clones. You have to pay attention to this. Like this is pretty serious. And this is Madara. This is double Renegade. And this was I think double Renegade Madara. Or right before Madara pulled his third eye. Like no joke. And then his tail, like multi-tail beast bomber Centuricans, like it's fucking eight of them with one hand. Like no joke. Like You have to pay attention to these. Like this, you can't just gloss over this shit. This is big. And with these, he was able to just completely shit and obliterate Madara's catastrophic planetary devastation. He almost killed, like, if Sasuke didn't get out the way with it, he almost hit Sasuke with this shit and killed him. Like, no joke. And he told Sasuke to get the fuck out the way. You're in the way, child. Like, I'll get into that later, but and after that, his battle against Kage, like 1,000 dimension-filling shadow clones, and was able to rush Kage with the Naruto dimension-filling combo. Like, he pressed Kage here, and with he used the fucking harem jutsu. I mean, this counts. This is a move. It counts, and he hits Kage. And then after he gets enraged from Obito's death, he completely just blitzes and cuts off Kage's arm, like her arm. Kage, the god of the verse, like, pay attention to that. Like, this is small. Like, people just forget this shit. And then he fought Kage by himself for the longest amount of time. He 1v1'd her for the longest. Like, seriously, because Sakura and Obito had to get Sasuke from the other dimension that Kage sent him, and he was 1v1'ing her for the longest. And Naruto can create fucking Kurama avatar, and this is moving on now. This is all the. And this is when he uses boil release, I believe, and he has all the tail beast variations, like the Rasen Shuriken variations, because and they like all pieces of the tail of the tail beast's chakra. Like I think that's what I believe so. And this is moving on after the battle against Kage. Now he can create clones of his Kurama avatars, like that's ridiculous. His chakra amount, his power is ridiculous, and this is actually something that is in Naruto's arsenal, because the whole thing with Sasuke and his, super perfect Susanoo with the Indros era, that's not really his own power. He's taking chakra from the other 8.5 tail beasts. But with this, Naruto, this is his own power. Like no joke. This is something that Naruto can actually do whenever he wants to. This is actually in his arsenal. He combines different Kurama avatars and merge it with the nature energy, sit there and gather nature energy for who knows how long, and uses these two one massive tail beast bomber Shuriken and another massive Rasen Shuriken and that's Kurama avatar sized, and hurl them at the Indros arrow, and the Indros arrow was a combination of Sasuke's chakra and 8.5 tail beast chakra, and they tied and created this big ass explosion. So Naruto's destructive capability is fucking stupid. And remember, just with a bunch of little small tail beast bombers and shurikens, he was able to destroy a bunch of small planetoid meteorites for Madara's catastrophic devastation. Now with this shit, it's way beyond that. No joke. So I just already gave it away, but I didn't mean to do that. But I think I'm going off everything they can do. Now I'm about to scale them against each other. So all the characters that I've just mentioned, the 6 most powerful characters, as I've stated, I gotta hurry up. I'm trying to hurry to move it on before this video gets already 37 minutes long. I don't want to be an hour long. Hurry up, move it on. So basically, this is how I see it. Madara is not at the top. He's not the strongest. Madara, the G. Oh God, Madara. No. There's no evidence pointing to that. Seriously. No, he's not. And I don't really know who's stronger between Naruto and Kakashi. They're, in my eyes, they're both above Madara. And their feats against Kaguya. Let me just get in. And so basically, suck this image in, because this is pretty much how I see it. Then just spending their power. And you might be surprised. Naruto is putting his nutsack in front of Sasuke's face. All the people, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke's equal to Naruto, is stronger than fuck out of here. But let's move on. And this is how I see it. So at first I got Naruto and Kakashi, they tied, and I don't really know who's above. And I'll explain. I'll give my explanation to why I ranked them this way. But they're tied right now. I don't really know who's above who. I'll probably go into it later. And after them is Madara, obviously. Madara is definitely top 3. Definitely, but. He's just I'll get into them in a minute. Then you got Rinnegan, Sasuke after them, after Madara, or Jubi Madara. You got H-Gate Guy, who's below Sasuke, and you have Jubito, who's below 8-Gate Guy. This is how I perceive it. But let me explain why. So people don't realize this, but when Obito becomes a 10 tails Jinchuriki, he only had pieces of the 9 and 8 tails. Think about that. He had the first 7, like the complete 7 tail beast. He had the first 7, but he only had small ass pieces of the 8 and 9 tails. And this isn't any small dude, because as you know, the 8 and 9 tails are the strongest ones, and the 9 and especially the 9 tails. Like seriously. So when he becomes a 10 tails Jinchuriki, he's not really like complete. You would say he got pieces of the strongest ones. And you know when Madara became the 10 tails Jinchuriki, he took half of the 9 tails. Like he took all of the 9 tails that was out of Naruto, because you know Naruto pretty much was about to die because he lost his tail beast. Like when Jinchuriki looked at they die early when they look at your tail beast. And you know Madara took he took all of the 8 tails and he took half of the 9 tails, because Naruto at the time only had half of the 9 tails. You gotta remember that. It's important. And this is significant because half of the 9 tails was even like 5 of the tail beasts. Like no joke. And this is like the 9 tails is by far like the most powerful of the tail beasts. I think that's clear. Like, Kurama is by far the strongest, and I think that's clear. Like it just like it depends on who has the most tails. Like whoever has the most tails and would come to tail beast is the strongest. I think that's just clear. Like Shukaku is like one of my favorite, but he's probably the weakest out of all. But so Shukaku's like my 3rd favorite tail beast, but he's probably the weakest. Like no joke. And you know, Gyuki, the 8 tails, he's the 2nd strongest. You know, 9 tails is by far the strongest. But he was getting amped by Naruto himself, because you know when a tail beast, when the Jinchuriki, they're stronger. But he's still just half the 9 tails. Like no joke. And he's just shitting on the other 5. I'm just saying, he was even with the other 5. But that aside, so the difference between Jubi Madara and Jubito is huge. Like huge. It's not small. Like seriously. 9 tails, he had a piece of the 9 tails and a piece of the 8 tails. Like, what? So it's the difference is, and you can even tell. Look at the clothes, and look at like the Chusiga orbs, like the staff. Like, it's a big difference. Like no joke. Like Madara is way closer to the actual Sage 6 Pass than Obito. Like look at the difference. Look at the difference between their clothes. Like holy shit. Like Madara, like Obito doesn't even have a cloak. Like just his body and a little bit of a little cape. Like no, like I'm just saying. And you got, you know, 8 gauge guy with the 9th guy blew off like half of, like no joke, blew off like half of my guy, Madara's body, and they almost killed him. Like, I'm just saying. And then, you know, base Sage of 6 Pass mode Naruto comes in and completely shits on Jubi Madara, the one who had just beat the beat Guy, and granted, Madara was dicking around with Guy. He wasn't using his abilities really. He wasn't using Limbo Clones, his Sage Arts, his getting gangster releases, his styles. He was just like using his Trusagors and his physical strength. He was really dicking around. And you got Space Sage 6 Pass mode Naruto coming in just shitting on Jubi Madara pre-God before he absorbs the Divine Tree. So it's pretty clear that this is how it is. Like seriously, like right now, as I'm saying, like 8 gauge guy and Jubito, like are not really like, they shouldn't be in the debate, even though they are. Even though people like really debate the Jubito and 8 gauge guy, they're really not there. Like, and you know, Sage 6 Pass mode Naruto was shitting on Jubi Madara before he, like, people really like Madara some type of divine god, or he's close to Kagi or something. This is Madara before he absorbed the Divine Tree, though, when he only had 1 Rinnegan, and Sage 6 Pass mode Naruto was above him, as we've seen. And you know, Madara absorbs the Divine Tree, etc., etc. You know, and then, you know, Naruto puts on the cloak because, you know, it gets serious. Like, Naruto's serious now, and, you know, Sasuke shows up. So basically, you know, A-Gay Guy and Jubito, they shouldn't even be in the debate. Like I was just saying, like, they're just not their level. People just think that they are, and like to compare them to people who are really at the level. I'd really just add them because the rest of the fandom believes that they are there. Like, if you can tell by the thumbnail, I'm presenting like they're not there. Like, they're really not there. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. It's really between these four fuckers. It's really between them. Like, these are the 4 you debate who are the strongest. And as you can see, there's clearly a difference though. You see the top and the bottom. But you know, let's get into that. Let me get into that. So let's start off with Sasuke. You know, all his feats. I've already said all of this. I've already stated all this. Chopped Madara in half. He was chopping up the Chibaku Tenseis. And you know, in his fight against Naruto, what does Sasuke say? I need the Biju. Oh, I need them to tie. I need them to tie with Naruto. Like seriously, like Sasuke is getting shitted on by Naruto. I don't understand when people really. If the end of the fight didn't make it clear, Sasuke needed 8.5 tailed beasts, and he needed Naruto holding back because Naruto always holds back against Sasuke because Sasuke-kun, I love you, you're my friend, but you don't want to fucking kill you, even though you're a psychopath. Like whatever. Like, honestly, like in my eyes, Naruto, if Sasuke just killed like Hinata or somebody, like no joke, and Naruto got enraged, he just blitz and anal rape, It'll basically be like basically the Six Flash mode Naruto against Madara. He just anal rape. Like, I'm not even joking. Like seriously, I don't. If you believe that Sasuke is as strong as Naruto, then you're just fucking insane. Like, whatever. But and you know Naruto stating clearly that Kakashi Susanoo is above Sasuke. He's like. And then you know Madara, he gets both the Rinnegan, and this is the thing, his Limbo Clones increase. Like after Madara absorbs the Divine Tree, and he gets the double Rinnegan, he increases in power. The amount of Limbo Clones he has increases, and he can do catastrophic planetary devastation now. And this is what I'm saying. Naruto's shadow clones are evenly matched, like taijutsu wise, just pure like calm, like they were destroying hands with Madara's Limbo clones. And this is a double Rinnegan Madara, like seriously, like I don't understand. Like people really think that Madara is like just since Naruto and Sasuke had to fight him together, then they're just like weaker than Madara. Like that's not clearly the case. Like clearly, like in Madara's catastrophic planetary devastation, like Sasuke with his Susanoo was just cutting the meteors up, like. Yeah, I think that Madara is above Sasuke because Madara is basically like the better version of Sasuke. Like Sasuke, he has all of Sasuke's abilities and more, except for like I guess the Amaterasu because he never does it, or Blaze release because he never does it. But everything that Sasuke can do, Madara can. So like I just feel like Madara is and he has more. He can do more, so he's just above Sasuke. I'm like really, he can, but still like. Sasuke is like cutting. He blitzed and cut Madara in half. Even though this was before he got the double Rinnegan. This is like just godly. And he just cutting up Madara's catastrophic devastation. And Naruto like just with casually with just a bunch of tail beast bomber sinister can just shits on Madara's like his own planetary devastation. And then Madara gets the third eye. He does the infinite Tsukuyomi, etc., etc. He gets shitted on by Zetsu. And this is kind of the problem because we never see what Madara can really do. Like shit. Like I mean, like let me not say that. We don't see what he does after he gets the third eye. But what people don't seem to understand is that since we don't see that, we can't speculate and say that he's just like he's just a god or something. Like he has a third eye in the middle, just like Kagi. So he's like Kagi's level. So like, you're fucking like seriously, like no, like seriously, holy shit. Madara was running away. He was getting shitted on by Naruto and Sasuke every time they fought. I'm just sorry. Like, what did Madara really do to Naruto and Sasuke? Like, okay, Madara be gone, thought it Sakura. But every other time Naruto and Sasuke fought Madara, like, people just saying, well, since Madara wasn't edging out, like, Madara he was clearly trying. Like, Madara was trying. Maybe he wasn't, like, edging out, like, trying to kill them. But he was definitely trying because he was trying to, what about to say? He was trying to do the infinite Tsukuyomi. He was trying to complete his plans. He was trying. He wasn't dicking around. He was trying. And Naruto and Sasuke were kind of like just beating Madara's ass. They were just throwing him around. And Madara kept running away. Like seriously, Madara ran to Kakashi to get the other Sharingan. He ran and got his double Rinnegan. And then he ran and did the infinite Tsukuyomi. Like Madara was just running from Naruto and Sasuke the entire time. Because Naruto and Sasuke were just beating his ass. The Limbo Clones couldn't do anything. Madara's planetary devastation couldn't do anything. Madara's Sage Arts and Yin Lightning couldn't do anything. Like, Madara couldn't do anything to them. I'm sorry to say. Yes, I do believe he's powerful, and I do believe he's stronger than Sasuke. Like, if Madara 1v1 Sasuke, I do believe he beats Sasuke, because Madara can do everything Sasuke can, and more, so. But Naruto, like, and the whole Madara and Kaguya thing, like, Kaguya would shit on Madara. Kaguya would put her pussy in Madara's face. Like, no joke. And Sasuke even said this chakra it's far greater than that of Madara's. I can't believe such a person existed. Like, and this is the same Sasuke who literally just was fighting Madara. Like, seriously, who just was standing in front of three-eyed Madara. I'm just saying, like, and Madara even asked, like, before Zetsu like stabbed him back, like, Zetsu, I need your help. I need your help to help me take them down. Like, dear Lord, I'm sorry to say, like, Madara isn't the god that everyone thinks or says he is. Yes, he's hacks. He is a god, but he's just not like the god like Kage and Hagiroma. Like, he's not the god. He's a god. No joke. Unfortunately, in Naruto Shippuden. Like, I'm just sorry to say, like, Kage will cheat on Madara. That's clear. And for the whole, like, Madara he's more intelligent than Kage. He has battle IQ. He's stronger. Like, because, like, you know, Shikamaru, and then there's another thing. Like, the reason I got Shikamaru right here. Shikamaru, during, like, the whole war, like, when the Ten Tails and Jibito was running around, Shikamaru even said he can't come up with a plan. Because the difference in power was too great. Like, Shikamaru couldn't come up with anything. It was one point, like, after, you know, his father died. I didn't mean no, not Shukaku. I did not mean that, but after his father had died, it was after that the whole planet got carried out with the Nine-Tails chakra. Shikamaru couldn't come up with anything. I'm sorry to say, he really couldn't. He even said it. If you go back and read the manga or watch those span episodes, he really couldn't come up with a plan because the difference in power was too great. I'm sorry to say, and he even said it himself. Like, intelligence can only get you so far. I'm sorry to say, in Naruto, like, battle IQ can only get you so far. And Sasuke, who I would say was a much more intelligent fighter than Kage, and as you see in his fight with Deidara, he's very intelligent. Or Deidara, he's very intelligent. He uses his brain during the battle. Like, he doesn't just throw his power around. Sasuke, and that's clear. And Sasuke, you know, he's the skillful type. He's the battle IQ type, yeah. And Sasuke couldn't do shit to Kage. I'm sorry. It's only so much battle IQ can take you. Like, seriously, I'm sorry to say, Sasuke couldn't do shit to Kage. He's a Susanoo, which is getting anal raped by her the entire fight. Like, Sasuke couldn't do anything. And in Naruto, and guess what? Naruto, who's not really a high battle IQ person, could, because his raw power, his chakra amount, his techniques got him that far because he's that powerful. Naruto Dimension Filling combo, his taijutsu alone, his speed and his chakra cut off Kage's arm. And if you not see, this chakra is far greater than that of Madara's. I can't believe such a person existed. And you have Naruto doing all this shit to Kage. Like, I'm sorry if you really don't see the picture here. Like, honestly, all this shit. He 1v1 Kage for the longest amount of time. It was relatively fine. Like, seriously, relatively fine. I was like, he was really fine. Like, if you really like, did Kage like really hate? Like, I'm sorry, it's like he was fine. He was clean. Of course, he's not stronger or strong as Kage, but he scales to her because he could literally 1v1 her for a while they were trying to get Sasuke out of the other dimension because Sasuke's shitty ass got put into the other dimension. Like, seriously, I'm sorry to say, this is how it is. And even Kakashi with his Kamui Shuriken, with his Kamui Lightning Blade, all this shit to Kage. Like, what can Madara really do to Kakashi? Like, Kakashi can now go into the Kami dimension. He can phase through shit now. He has a Susanoo, which is stronger than Sasuke, which is way, way stronger than Sasuke's, because Kakashi's Susanoo could actually fight against Kage. And Naruto even said it himself that, yeah, it's stronger than Sasuke's, because Sasuke's Susanoo couldn't do shit to Kage. Like, really, like. And with his Kamui Lightning Blade, with his Kamui Shuriken, like, there's nothing Madara can do. If Kakashi hits it with the Kamui Shuriken, then Madara's gonna be stuck in the other dimension. Like, there's nothing, like, or the Kamui dimension. Like, there's nothing he can do. And based on what we've seen, Madara's best move was the catastrophic planetary devastation. Like, when it comes to destructive power, his best thing is really planetary devastation. Like, no joke. Maybe he can add some stuff to it, like you know, Yin lightning style, or like maybe he can add some shit to his planetary devastation like he did in the video games, Naruto Storm 4. He added wood style, he added all this other extra shit to it, but we don't really know. Based off that, like, it's really nothing And Madara himself does have a Susanoo, but like, it shouldn't be. It's not as hacked or as broken as Kamui Shuriken or fucking Kamui Lightning Blade. And Kakashi now can now phase through shit. He just hacks now at this point. Kamui is hacks. Like, seriously. And then what is Madara gonna do to this shit? What Naruto can do? And this is actually in Naruto's arsenal. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing Madara can do against Naruto Kakashi. Like, in my eyes, it's no evidence. You would just have to use headcanon and say that, well, since we didn't see Three-Eyed Madara fight, or really after he used Infinite Shiyokumi or Infinite Tsukiyomi, since we didn't see that, we don't know what he like. No, you just have to use headcanon. Based on what we've seen, which is what I use. I don't use headcanon. Based on what we've seen, Naruto and Kakashi are both shitting on Madara. Like, that's the way I see it. What can Madara do to this shit? The massive percent Shuriken and the massive tail beast bomber Sin Shuriken that with the merged nature energy Kurama avatar. What can Madara do? Madara's catastrophic planetary devastation got completely shitted on by just tail beast bomber Sin Shuriken. So I guess this shit. Like there's nothing Madara can do. Like, I'm sorry to say it. There's nothing. There's nothing. I'm sorry. And they even saw, like, as I'm saying, I know this is not a part of Sasuke's arsenal. Like, this is not something that Sasuke can do. This was like a temporary power-up. But Sasuke could absorb all the tail beasts and with the Injin's arrow tie against Naruto. Like, honestly, like, Sasuke, if I counted this as like a part of Sasuke, like this is something that he can do on a regular, like, then Sasuke would be above Madara as well. Like, what can Madara do to this shit? Like, Sasuke with this regular Susanoo, with this sword cuts could cut apart Madara's planetary devastation. Like, and Sasuke can see Limbo Clones. He was fast enough to chop Madara in half. Sure, that was like a before the Rinnegan Madara, Sasuke. And Sasuke has seen it. If you watch Boruto, Sasuke can't use Shadow Clones. He could probably only use like 10 of them or so though. But I mean, Madara can only use like 4 Limbo Clones. So like, Sasuke can use clones too. That's like a ninja art. That's not like something that somebody only one person, like, everybody can really do that. Sorry, unfortunately. So this is how it is. This is how it is. And it's like we have 57 minutes, I believe. I'm trying to wrap this up before an hour. So if you're going up just Naruto, this is how it is. If you count out Kaguya and Hagiroma, they're the guys of the rest, yes. This is how it is. Like, based on what we've seen, what we know, this is how it is. Kakashi and Naruto, and I'm saying I don't really know who's stronger between those two, because Kakashi with the Kamui, can Kakashi could just go into the Kamui dimension and evade Naruto's this shit, or I don't know, because I don't see like what Kakashi can do to that, fortunately, but maybe with the Kamui he can do some hack shit and evade it, or he can calm Lightning Blade, calm sure, like it's just hacks. Like Kakashi at that point was just hacks, like he was really just a walking hack, so joke. It was nothing Kaguya could do. Kaguya couldn't hit him. Like, seriously, you just fucking hacks. Like, unfortunately. And he the one who brought the True Secret Orb out of the final True Secret Orb after she stabilized. Out of that giant rabbit Ten Tails thing, whatever. And Naruto was able to 1v1 Kaguya for the longest. And was pretty much fine. He was relatively fine. Like, seriously. Like, and as stated by Sasuke, like, Kaguya would shit on Madara. Like, seriously. He would. Kaguya could warp to other dimensions and shit. Madara could, like, Kaguya would shit on Madara. It's that simple. And, this I'm saying this only gonna last a minute. The whole Boruto thing, whole Kaguya and Naruto and adult Sasuke are shitting on everything here. Like, I'm sorry, it's just how it is. They're shitting on Kaguya too. Like, Sasuke, after like a decade of training, 10 plus years of training, he masters Rinnegan abilities. He can use space time and jutsu now. And he's gotten he's physically blatantly more powerful. His chakras is increased. Like, everything is increased. Sasuke just amped himself. Naruto got another 10 plus years of training until he during the last until he became the Hokage. All of that. He got a whole other half of Nine Tails, so he has twice as much chakras before. Like, and they were battling against someone who was far more powerful than Kaguya, Momoshiki. As you've seen, Kaguya was so scared of Momoshiki that she was willing to kill her own children and ensure that she created the White Zetsu army. And Momoshiki. And that was a base Momoshiki in the past. Like, and Momoshiki has been eating divine fruits. He's been gaining in power. He literally absorbed Kinshiki. And like, so base Momoshiki was above Kage. Like, base Momoshiki was stronger than Kage. And then he stacked Kinshiki upon himself. And Kinshiki in the data books, they say he could split planets in half. Just like split planets in half in the data books. So fuse transform Moshiki with like low diff Kage. Like no, seriously. And this is Boruto stuff. This is Boruto stuff. And Naruto and Sasuke can combat this person while fatigued because Sasuke had just used space time jutsu, which tires him out. And Naruto just got like got some chakra zapped out of. Was just getting chakra zapped out of him from Momoshiki. So like this was in their nerf states, and they were still able to combat someone who's far above Kaguya. Like no joke. So that's it. Power scaling in Naruto. That's it. I'm trying to hurry up. We only got 10 seconds left. But if you like this video, if you enjoy it, if you're a fan of Naruto, as always, show love. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get my next upcoming videos. Peace out. Thank you. The mightiest son out. Peace.